Welcome to the Everyday is Saturday podcast, the #1 motivation show on the planet.
No more Mondays for you. It's time to make every day Saturday. Boom!
This is the podcast where we help you to accept who you are, not where you are.
On the roller coaster of life, you know we only sit in the front seat, champion. So make sure you are fastened and tight. Let's go!
Tired of feeling run down all the time during the week? We can help you make every day feel like it's a Saturday.
Let's go. Pack your bags. It's time to leave Averageville.
Introducing the man who thinks abnormal stands for above normal.
When you're on fire, people will travel from miles around to watch you burn, baby. We are fired up.
The host of the Everyday is Saturday show, Sam Crowley.
Hello, champion, and welcome back to the Everyday is Saturday podcast. Sam Crowley, your humble host. Let's dive right into today's show. By the way, who is this podcast for? We always like to hit the reset button for the dreamer, the doer, the entrepreneur, somebody that's just, man, I know I've got more to give. I know, especially, I've got a story to share. I got a lesson to teach. I want to impact the world. I've already made a couple bucks in my life, but it's way more about not money. It's way more about significance, purpose, passion, not giving a crap what anybody else thinks about this thing. I know where I'm going. Not quite sure, maybe I don't got the compass dialed in perfectly, but I know I just want to create momentum. I just want to get going. That's who this podcast is for. Because when I first got started, trying to speak, which was absolutely awful. I mean, my first podcasts were just terrible. They didn't sound good. The audio was bad. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea, but I didn't care. I just wanted to get out of the pain that I was in at the time, stuck in a job, making money, but not making a difference in the lives of anybody outside of the four walls where I went to work every day. So just took the leap. And wouldn't you know, I got pinged that there was an article of the top 100 podcasts ranked in the world, 100 motivational podcasts, rather, in the world, ranked by Feedspot. And wouldn't you know, this little podcast right here came in at number 13. Number 13 out of the top 100 motivational podcasts on the planet. And I was like, wow, man, that's pretty cool. So I was wondering, how did all that happen? And there isn't some like lightning rod moment. There wasn't like, oh, I got 1 million downloads in a day, and or I did this little hack and this trick. There's no tricks, guys. There's no tricks. You know what the trick is? Playing the trick on your mind that you're damn good enough to get a message out there, and getting away, and I mean far away from the negative know-it-alls that are going nowhere. The people that never had the courage to go for their dream, so now they look at you and snicker or make a snarky comment, and they try, what are you doing? I got all of that. All right? Got all the smoke. Didn't care, man. I was on a mission, but I had no validation. Like there was no, because with a podcast, you don't know who's listening. It's not like you get the names of everybody listening. You do get the data. You see how many downloads. My goal was to get one download. And then once I got one, that wasn't myself or my wife, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody's listening somewhere. Isn't this amazing? And then I got 2 and 10 and 20, and, it would hover around maybe 100. I'm talking about in a day, from a specific episode. And then it would just grow. But the more important thing is I would grow. Like you're going to grow when you start on this journey of what you want to do. I train podcasters. I train speakers. I believe everybody, like I said earlier, has a story to share and a lesson to teach. And if they come into it like, how much money can I make? I don't even work with them. Have no interest in working with that person. Because if you're putting the cart in front of the horse like that, you're never going to get to your destination. All right. All of the successful people that you read about started because they wanted to make a difference. They had an idea and they acted on that idea. And they kept going with it, and man, was it messy. I think that's the part people really, they know it's not going to be clean and easy, but I don't think they realize how messy it's going to get, And when I say messy, I mean, you're dealing with any kind of a tech, or you're dealing with, okay, I got to this level, I got to get to the next level. And you're always learning. I think that's the coolest part about being an entrepreneur. In my case, a solopreneur, one guy, one business, which I think is the best business to have. No interest in 10xing my income. I have zero interest in that. I would love to 10x the difference that we make, and I think that's always possible. That's already happened many times over. But I don't want a $10 million business or a $20 million business because I don't want the problems that come with a $20 million business. I want to spend time with my family, and I want to get to a single-digit handicap in golf. That's what I want to do. Man, that's a whole mind shift there as well. It's a curse, but I want to play a lot of golf. I want to spend time with my kids, my wife, grandkids eventually. No interest in managing hundreds of employees doing a $10 billion business. And by the way, that's not like lowering your expectations. That's not selling out. That's pressure. You know what I mean? Like if somebody like, why don't you want a 10x business? Is it a mindset? No, my mind is dialed right in. I know exactly what I want. I live in a 200-year-old farmhouse in the Midwest with 2 border collies on an acre of land. What the hell else do I need? I got a great relationship with the Creator, God, Jesus Christ, lives inside of me, lives inside of you. I'm good, man. When you have that desire, really what that desire ends up being is a contract that you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. So I'm not going to be happy until I make $100,000. Okay, so you've made a contract with yourself to be unhappy until you get that. My friend, you are on a course destined for disappointment. All right. Now, desire can be a good thing as well. Like, I'm not going to be happy until I get to a certain level. Let's say I train speakers and podcasters. And let's say instead of being, let's flip the switch a little bit, because this is what I would do in the beginning when I first got started, and it would be, I'm excited to get my first 100 downloads. Like that flips it. So the desire is there. I think desire is very purposeful. It's got a hell of a lot of passion to it. But desiring something, coveting something, especially money, is a very negative mindset to have. You're going to be unhappy until you get it. Okay, so you're not going to appreciate that you woke up in the morning. You're not going to appreciate a beautiful, like we have today on November, 7th of 2023, a beautiful late autumn morning here in Midwest Ohio, multicolored trees, a crisp 60 degrees. Everybody in our family's healthy. Are you kidding me? No. I'm not going to be happy because my bank account. So, my friend, losing proposition there. When you get started in this game of being a solopreneur, when you first get started out, desire can be a contract that's going to keep you unhappy until you get what you want, and you're really going to miss out on all of the beautiful things. I've said it a million times. The reason I love doing what I do and running our podcasting mastermind and doing our coaching program is I get to launch podcasts for the first time every month. I get to go back to that beginning stage, which I miss so much because it was so brand new, eyes wide open, grip and rip, recording, no money coming in, but the message was gaining clarity. And when I saw that article about the Everyday Saturday podcast being ranked number 13 in the world, I was like, man, that's nuts. I'm not surprised. I'm humble, very grateful, but I'm not surprised. It's not like I didn't put the work in. People that are surprised, who's surprised? Lotto winners are surprised. Oh my God, I won the lotto. Who's not surprised? People who put the work in. They're not surprised they got to a great level because they've been doing it every single day and they expected it to happen. They didn't know when. It's not like I had on my calendar, let's see, I started in 2004, 2005. Well, let's say 2009 or 2007. No, put the work in, be positive. There's going to be a lot of days you wake up and be like, why am I doing this? I'm not seeing results. Yeah, I get that part. But if you were going to get lightning fast results, wouldn't everybody just do it? Wouldn't everybody just, create a podcast or a YouTube channel or start a coffee shop down the road and never have to worry about anything because the money was guaranteed? There's no guarantee. I will guarantee you this, man. I've never had more significance, purpose, and passion in my life than I do right now. It's almost 2024. We are into this gig almost 20 years. Do I sound any less excited than I did 10 years ago, 15 years? No, I'm more excited now. It's the passion and the purpose that drives you. When you're ready to make money, you got to put an offer out there that people want to buy. It doesn't need to be something that you agonize over. It's got to be something you absolutely love. You got a special and unique talent. You do. Now, you got to have the courage to tell people about that special and unique talent. And then you got to put a price to it and start collecting money for it. That's the simple part of it. The hard part's always the mindset. Am I worthy enough? I'm getting distracted. I'm doing 1,000 different things. I'm not seeing results, so I'm not going to be as passionate. You got to wake up every day with that passion, every single day. It's not hard to do when you love it. The hard thing to do is to stay in the game long enough until you start seeing results and then start making money. But man, I just wanted to share the excitement, the gratitude, the humility that I ain't stopping anytime soon, man. This podcast is never going away. So I want to thank you, the listener, for making this one of the top motivational podcasts on the planet. When you're ready to launch your $1 million message, you know how to find me, right? LaunchMyMovement.com. Hope this planted a seed in good soil with you. Share it with somebody that needs to hear it. And say it with me, gang. Have the best day ever. And that's a wrap. Another Everyday is Saturday podcast in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Would you do your boy a favor? Would you get on iTunes or wherever you listen to the Everyday Saturday podcast and leave a rating for the show? It helps amazing people like you find the show faster. And that's what I'm looking for, amazing people like you. Hey, I'm always hanging out on the interwebs. You can check me out on Instagram at Everyday is Saturday. Let me know you're listening to the show. Love hearing from fans of the Everyday Saturday podcast. And one last thing, when you're ready to launch, get on my calendar, go to launchwithsam.com. You and I are going to work together to set rocket fuel to your dream. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'll see you on the next Everyday is Saturday podcast.